Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? Okay. Happy Tuesday. I hope you had a fabulous Labor Day weekend. I hope that you not only enjoyed friends and family, but also enjoyed and utilized the 30% off Labor Day promo. I personally love the percent off promos because it doesn't start with a minimum. And one thing that I feel like I've noticed through the years is if there is a minimum, people immediately think, oh, I can't spend that. Oh, I'm not going to meet that. So they don't even try for the promo. But if you do a percent off, which I was talking to Cliff about this like a year ago, I said the percent offs, I feel like they end up spending more than what the minimum would have been, but it's not, you don't think about it. It's like when I get an email, from a shoe company or something, and it's like minimum spend $100. I ignore those emails. But if they're like free shipping today or 15% off today, I jump on those. It's a mental thing. So anywho, I hope that you're utilizing, if you're doing Thrive Mingles. If you're not doing Thrive Mingles, please make sure that you are doing Thrive Mingles. Get in your back office, click the Thrive Mingle button, read up on it. Get your mingles scheduled. You can do live virtual events. You can do in-person events. You can do Zooms. There are so many options, and you can not only get percent off codes for your new customers, but then you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're inviting people to do these with you. So that is, let's see, next housekeeping topic. September to Remember boot camp. Maria started this boot camp. If you're not in it, please join it. Get the link, get in it. It is not crazy hard. It is not like I have to spend hours a day to do the task. And if you are kind of in your own way right now, it's the perfect place to get started. If you're overthinking, what do I post? What do I do? Oh, I don't know how to talk to my friends. It is the perfect place. If you have people in your team that are kind of holding back and they've told you, I don't know how to restart, it is the perfect place for them. So, and remember too, people need a personal invitation. It just means more if you reach out to your leaders that have been, thriving before, but they still order, but maybe they're not really promoting. Reach out to them, invite them, a quick personal invite. Hey, Maria started this September to Remember bootcamp. It's not hard. It's just reteaching us the nooks and crannies. And the first 2 days have already been amazing. I would love to do for you to do it with me. Simple invite. See what happens. Okay. All right. So moving on. I cannot wait. Emilee, I would love for you. When I first heard her on a Lavelle call, I was like, oh my gosh, this girl, one, she's funky. Two, she's super smart. So I want you to learn and hear from her. Emilee, let's just jump in with sharing who you are. Where did you come from? How did Thrive find you? All the things.
Okay, so hello, I'm Emilee. I'm actually from Niles, Michigan. So it's nice and cold here. It's like 60 degrees. Fall is coming to Michigan already. But I have been thriving for about 4.5 years. I found it completely by chance. So I am definitely that person that I didn't watch someone for a long time. I wasn't looking for a business opportunity. I was a full-time nurse at the University of Notre Dame. I loved my job. I worked with the athletes. I truly had what a lot of people would think of as a complete dream job. And the only reason I even found this was because my husband and I were starting to think of the home that we were going to build. We live on a very large farm here. We farm row crops, we have cattle, and we wanted to move back to the farm. And so, like a lot of people, I started following people that were building modern farmhouses on Instagram. And one of the people I happened to follow was a thriver. And in her story, she was talking about this product that gave her energy. And she was out at the farm with her kids and she was having just fun with them. And here I am, a full-time nurse, exhausted. At the time, I had two little girls. I was the mom that was through the drive-through every day, getting a large soda. We were always 5 minutes late, no matter where we went. People would tell us like, it starts at 4:30 when it started at 5, like we were that family, always late. And I won't lie, sometimes we're still late, but I messaged her and I was just like, hey, whatever you have, just I want to try a month of it. We were a family that had tried a lot of different things. My husband's always kind of yo-yoed with weight. I have just always I won't lie. I wanted to be the healthy person. I wanted to be the girl that worked out, but it like never happened. Right. So like I joined all those companies and I did the Shakeology only to like gag through them. And so then it was like, okay, here we go. Another one with the shake. But I went all in. I bought a month. I knew nothing about this. After I bought the month, I took everything to our physicians and everything to our pharmacist. And I was like, is it safe? Am I gonna die? They're like, no, it's vitamins. You're good. And again, I started as a customer. Me looking for another side income was not where it was. It was not something I was looking for. And what happened was, like a lot of us, I fell in love with the product. I was very lucky. I was a day one thriver. My husband kept telling me it was in my head, like I was crazy until we started being on time. Like I was up before the kids. And that's when my husband was kind of like, okay, like, what's wrong with you? But you guys, that's exactly how it started for me. I started sharing. But here's the part that everyone, including myself, kind of still thinks is crazy. The girl I signed up as a customer, now I have no history with network marketing. My mom is a national director with Mary Kay. So I've always grown up with the pink Cadillac, like she travels, she has the fun, but that was never for me. Okay. Like I'm not a girl that loves makeup. Like I was not going to sell something. Even though I looked up to my mom, I still do. That was just not something I ever saw myself doing. But I was super intrigued by the car. I wanted the free vehicle. And it was like, okay, like this is attainable, 12,000. I can probably do that. And here's what happened. I messaged the girl that I was a customer under, and she didn't respond to me. She read the message, she never responded. And so, like, I am definitely someone that when I want something, I want it and I do it. And I don't ask a lot of questions. I don't do that. I wanted it. And she didn't respond. And so about 48 hours went by and I just went to Lavelle's website and I signed up as a promoter. Okay. So I signed up under someone I didn't know as a promoter. I had no idea what I was doing. No one reached out to me, but I started reading all the stuff and I started filling the circles. So I was in VIP. I knew nothing I was doing, but I logged in. I was like, well, I got to fill that. I got to fill that circle. That's how I started. I started by filling the circle. I started by knowing nothing about the product. I only shared how I felt. I didn't really even know that these bonuses were like what they were going to be. And we hit all the things. Like we hit VIP 800, 1600, 4K. There were no rank advancement bonuses. I didn't even know a sale would happen. So nobody started on a sale. Nobody started on a discount code. No one started with anything like that. And I say that because so many times now we look at this as, oh, people can't afford it. How many in credits can I give them? But I want you to remember, like, I didn't have that. None of my customers had that. But when you show the value of the product, people don't need a sale. People don't need a special. And I'm not saying that's for everyone, right? Because the economy is a little different now than it was back in 2020. But we took off running. I felt the product. I loved the product. I helped people the best I knew how. And month two, we earned that car. And what happened was then the pandemic it hit. It was hard. It was bad. I was running the entire COVID unit at the University of Notre Dame. We had created that for the students. I was over the football team. So ultimately, if you know sports, like Notre Dame's football it's a real big deal. And so at that point, I had been invited. Dana Chuva is my upline way up there, and she had a retreat that a lot of people were backing out of because of the pandemic. And so with that, a spot opened up. And she messaged me and she's like, hey, I found you in my back office. Do you want to go? We have a spot. Well, again, you guys, I'm spur of the moment. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, I don't know what this is, but that sounds fun. So here I am. I knew no one. I didn't know who Dana Chuba was. I didn't know what 200K meant or like LV millionaire. I'm like, oh my God, I got to go buy a new suitcase. Like this girl's going to look at my suitcase and I don't have one of those that's even fresh, and I had no idea at all what I was doing, but I was like, okay, well, I got to go get me a new suitcase because I'm about to go stay in a house with people I don't know. Hopefully they don't kill me. And that retreat right there changed everything for me. Absolutely everything, because I saw the community. I saw these women that were making this a full-time income. They were home with their kids. I was surrounded in a house that I couldn't leave. I didn't know anyone. So there was no like backing out. I had to get out of my comfort. No one knew me. A lot of them knew each other. And I was like, oh my gosh, are they going to be cliquey? But they weren't. They invited me in as family. They wanted to know who I was, just as I wanted to know who they were. And the community is literally what changed it for me, because when I went back knowing like, gosh, if they can do that, I think I can do that. Like I can do this. And that was in January of 2020. And I actually left Notre Dame in February of 2020, because at that time I was a nurse, and it came down to like, if someone, I was working 24-hour shifts, because if an athlete was sick, think back a couple of years ago when COVID was strong, we had to get them out of the dorms. We had to get them in apartments. It didn't matter if it was 3 a.m. And it came down to really the students in the university or my kids. And because I had created options here at Lavelle, I had created an option of, okay, I don't have to put my family second. And I could do this. And I was at 12K, right? This wasn't my Notre Dame income, but because I had been surrounded by the community, I saw what this could be. I had two choices. I could stay where I was. I could continue to like have a full-time nanny for my kids, putting them ultimately second, not spending time with my family, or I could go all in, take a chance, truly spend the next 60 days building as big as I could, and seeing where it went from there, knowing I'm an RN. I can go back to work if I have to, but why am I not going to take a chance on myself? And that's what I did. And from there, we went 40K, 80K, and less than a year later, we went 200K. And that is, it was, in my mind, whether you believe or not, it was a God thing. Like I had no idea rank advancement bonuses were coming. I had no idea any of this stuff was going to be laid out for me, but I took a chance, and here I am. I've been home 3 years this February. We have another little girl, so I'm a mom of 3 girls. So a lot of girls in the family. And yeah, that's a little of my story of where I'm at.
Love it. I love it. Okay, I want to touch on something. When you came in, was Thrive 160 for a customer or
It
190?
was. It was
Okay.
160. Yep.
Okay, I want to touch on that because when I started 10 years ago, it was $150 for the 3 steps. However, that only included 1 box of shakes. So several years later, they added the value pack, or I guess changed it to the value pack. And the value pack was 150. And then it, because of obviously cost of everything, it's gone up to 160. But I want y'all to think about that. We went 200K plus with customer packages being $190. The tone pack was $190 to get all 3 steps for 30 days. So do not automatically tell yourself, oh, it's too expensive. People can't afford this. I understand it's a different time now, but I'm saying 160 versus 190 to the timing, like you get all 3 steps for 130 days, or sorry, for 30 days. But it's one of those things of your way of thinking, there's an old story, and I'm sure I'm going to mess it up, but it's something about a car salesman that he sells Hondas. Okay, nothing about a Honda. Love a Honda. Had a couple of them. He sells Hondas, and this guy he knows sells Ferraris, and he is like, dude, you should come work with me. No, commissions are better than that. He's like, man, no, but who's gonna buy a Ferrari? Who's gonna spend that much money? Because he drives a Honda, he sold Hondas, he can't get out of his Honda way of thinking. And this guy over here is like, well, I drive a Honda, but I'm selling Ferraris, and I'm gonna up my Honda as soon as I, make this much. So it's that way of thinking. And as somebody used to say, don't put yourself in somebody else's bank account. I have friends that are like, oh, so-and-so can afford this and can afford that. I personally knew so-and-so's story, and I knew so-and-so was leveraged and a lot of credit debt, but they were stuck in the house they were in, and it just looked like they were living the high life. And it's not like you can't judge that. You can't go, oh, somebody needs this money, or oh, somebody can't afford this. Like, you just never know. So you present the product and the opportunity to everybody, because people didn't know that I was crying in my closet 5 of the 7 nights out of the week. People didn't know that I was just ready to give up. Like, I didn't know how I was going to give up, but I just was like, I can't parent, I can't wife, I can't anything. Like, I just truly felt that bad. And I wasn't putting that on Facebook. Like, I wasn't saying I'm a horrible mom. Like, I was not putting that out there. And so you have to remember that what you have is simple, it's premium, and it works. And you just keep sharing. I've had people 10 years later told me in the beginning, like, literally didn't just tell me no, but said, I don't want your effing fad. And guess what? 10 years later, same people. Hey, so I'm guessing that really works and it's not just a fad. So you just never know. So don't give up on them. Okay. All right. Emilee, let's talk. Let's talk about, I need to get my screen ready to share probably. I don't know. Can you do the share cart from the computer? Or does it have to be on your phone?
You can do it from the computer.
Okay. So while I figure that out, you talk about what you've been doing to keep getting PPA, what are you doing now in this tumultuous world?
So I will say, like, just like everyone else, we have seasons of business where, your numbers are high and then they're low and then they're high and then they're low. And at the end of the day, I know for me personally, a lot of times when I feel like things are slower, it's because I'm looking side to side and I'm not focused on my own business, right? There's been times I've gotten like micromanage mode where I'm like, everybody's got to do X, Y, and Z. And then it's like, well, shoot, right? Like, I lost where I was track of here. And so with, my business where I'm at now, I really had to take a step back and remember that anyone that joins my team now, anyone that joins our community, I have every resource available. They can truly come back. They can use our boards. I don't have a team group. I won't lie. It is so much work, and I did away with it. I was like, I am not going to be managing a team group and boards and this chat and that chat. I did away with it, and I simplified everything I was doing. Everything. Everything our team needs is boards. My job as a leader here is to make sure every person has the resources. It is not to make sure every person hits a rank. It's not my job to do that. And I had to stop thinking about it as like, okay, they have to get this. I've told them all these bonuses. What am I going to do with my waiting room? Because if they're not putting in 100%, I can't give 100% to them. I match people's efforts, right? And one thing I really, really focused on, and it was a couple, whenever the customer acquisition came out, I knew like that is $1,000 bonus. If I get 20 people, that is $1,000 bonus. And it doesn't matter how much money you make or don't make, $1,000 is a lot of money. A lot of money for helping people like feel good. My PPA right now, I think is 22 or 23. And what did we do? We went back and we helped people thrive free last month. That is 100% what we did. I individually reached out to my customers, and we always give them like credits. I send new things. Like, I know a month in advance what we're giving. So during the 30% off, what did I do? I ordered a ton of pumpkin spice the day, I think they're out of stock now, but before they went out of stock, pumpkin spice shakes. Do I love the pumpkin spice? I'll be the first to say I don't love anything pumpkin spice, but it is the season. And I can guarantee you majority of my customers have not tried pumpkin spice. So guess what? That's a gift. They love it. Great. They may add that on. If they don't love it, that's okay. Like, we don't all love every shake flavor, or at least I don't. And so what I did was Amber said this already today, like that personal invite means a lot. So I personally reached out to every single customer and I was like, hey, I want you to know I'm on a mission to help you thrive free, to get you the 25% rebate back to your customers, like back to you. And I have samples to give to you. So if you have two friends that you think would love this product, I want you to connect me. Now, I can guarantee you every single person on this Zoom has heard somebody say that before. And it's like, well, my people don't connect me. My people don't do this, right? And I get that. And and not everybody does it. Not everyone will give you two people. Some will be like, no, I don't. No, I mentioned it to this person, and then they don't connect you. But what happens is some do. Some do that. Some do connect you. Some do say, you know what? I really was loving it. Some don't want to connect you with people, but they're willing to make a post and share how they're feeling. And I help them make that post. We had one customer actually message last night and she was like, Emilee, I think there's a glitch. I was like, oh crap, because that happens. And I was like, what's wrong? And she said, I had $440 in credits. I said, what? Well, you guys, if you think about it, I was like, maybe there is a glitch. I was like, send it to me. Well, it wasn't a glitch. Every new customer she referred 3 people. She's like, I am not promoting. I am not promoting. And you know what? I no longer flip people. I no longer talk them into it. If they're not ready, I don't need glorified customer or glorified promote customers that move to promoter and don't want the business. That's fine. I will be more than happy to take care of you as a customer. And I will take care of you and every person you refer before I will flip someone if they do not want the business. I stopped doing that. Do I have as many VIPs? No. Do I have as many like brand new promoters? No. Am I okay with that? 100% yes. Because I'm doing what they want. So she referred 3 people. She got 25% back on each one of those orders and she was thriving free. So she literally got I actually screenshotted it. Hold on, I'll tell you because it was crazy, but it shows the power of this.
Yeah.
Let me get
I
past all
want to
the.
jump in while you're looking that up. Okay. I want to talk on that really fast about not flipping somebody. So I want y'all to hear what she said, not flipping somebody until they're ready if they say they don't want to. This is not about, because I fell into this when I had people, I'm ready, and they became a promoter and they didn't do anything. Well, I started talking myself out of those people, but if they want it, they want it. It's
Yep.
not up to us what their effort or their energy is going to be. Does it stink that they maybe flipped from customer to promoter and then they didn't do anything? Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but you never know when they're going to want to restart or going to need this business. I had people that were kind of glorified customers as promoters that 2 years in, their husband lost their job and they're like, girl, I guess I got to make this work. And then they started,
Yep.
so don't hear that as, I don't want somebody to be a promoter until I know they're serious about the business.
Right.
She's meaning if a customer's like, no, I don't want it, don't talk them into it.
Right. Because the thing is too, is I do talk about the opportunity and I know I do. So, this particular girl she's in college. I know she needs the money. She knows the opportunity is here. And I tell her that look, when you're ready, girl, I will run with you. I'm here. I even have an opportunity video we've sent and I'm like, just watch this. I want to double check. Right. But here's what she sent. And oh, great. Now it's all Eleanor Grace again. She was playing dress up today. Okay, where to go? Here. So she literally had, I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but there is the very top one and it lists every customer. She had $147 from 25% back. And then she had $293 from refer to. This adds up so fast where she has $440 and customers can share that volume. So today we broke down, we were like, okay, what are you ordering on auto ship? And we shared the rest of those credits to her people that helped her get those credits. Why would they not stay on auto ship when they're getting all of this?
Well, then if they refer people
Yes.
for free, she can be like, I'm giving you these credits because
Yep.
I earned these because of you and you can do this too. Yeah.
Yep. And I always tell her too, if you decide to flip to promoter, these are your first customers. They're coming with you. they get to go with you, and so I just make sure I'm an open book with them when they are signing these. It's not just for me, like, look what you're doing. I help them thrive free. But at the end of the day, I'm also sharing me. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. Sometimes I have got stuck in the spiral of like, man, she's going viral on those like badass videos she's doing. I'm not that cool. I don't have that. But everyone has their own story. Like, I'm a mom of 3 girls. We live on a farm. My kids live that farm life. And at the end of the day, that's why I do this. I had to get back to who am I? Who am I sharing? Who am I? I'm trying to be. I just am trying to be me. And a lot of times when I get stuck in that, like where you feel like you're stagnant, like, gosh, I'm not getting those customers, I have to look myself in the mirror and think about, what am I doing? What am I not doing? And a lot of times for me personally, I'm looking at other things happening around me that don't even include me. It doesn't even matter. But I'm focused on all this over here instead of focusing on the one reason I'm here, and that's to get healthy, help people get healthy, and provide for my kids, my family, my husband too. He's in the mix. But I always have to go back to that, like, why am I here? And that's what I do every single time I feel like I'm stagnant. Go back to that. Get a plan of action. Like, I don't know if I'm on this leaderboard or not. I texted Jason already and I'm like, can we not Jason Camper? I know, not that one, the other one. And I'm like, can we at least just like list the top 10 and not wait till Thursday to like get in order? Can we mix this up? Because I know what I'm working for, and that is life-changing money. But I'm not like super special and cool and like a mass recruiter. I'm just sharing what it can do for somebody else. And not only what it does for me, but what it can do for them. So that's really what I've been doing. The
Yeah.
share cart that you're about to talk about, though, that's a game changer.
All
Total
right.
game changer these last few days.
We're gonna jump to that. I think I've got where I can share just that part. So I will say, because I know we've all gone through this, like, oh, so and so, her video's this, and I'm gonna try to be like her. Like, you have to figure out who you are. And like for Emilee, she's ranch wife mom, farm wife mom, she's girl mom, and she's all of these things with a side gig that has done what it's done for all of that life. So like somebody else, a mom of 3 kids, a farm wife mom, or whatever, those things are going to be what attracts people. Or they may not, it may be a corporate person, but she sees you juggle this life with 3 kids and she's like, I'm tired of the corporate life. I want that, or I want to juggle this with my corporate life, so that just remember, yeah, be you, be who you are, post those things. Okay. I'm going to share my screen and, hopefully. Okay. So I need to move my bar though, because I can't see. Okay. You need to be on the Shop Thrive side. There, I think that helps. Okay, so I'm logged in. I'm going to make a cart, place an order. Let's just say, the thing is you want to scroll to customer packages though, not a promoter pack if you're mainly doing this for a customer. So build a pack, and I'm just I usually start everybody on individual. Okay, so you're just going to pick that. Here's what I will say. You're having conversation with your customer before you do this. And Emilee, if you want to chime in anytime, that's great. Like, you can send them what shakes and be like, hey, what flavors do you want? And then you go in and you make the cart for them, customize it for them, ask them like, what are you looking for most? Energy, weight loss, mood support. Obviously, if they say mood support, you're probably going to go with a black or white label. Energy, I'm going to go with ultra. If they're kind of like, well, I just need all around it, and they don't want too much energy or stimulant feeling, I'm going to give them regular, right? So we're just going to start with that. And I will say, I will use this just for an example, but I typically, my number one beginner seller is this cart plus balance. I always It's my favorite. It helps remove toxins. It helps them absorb Thrive better. And I explain all that and gets rid of belly bloat. And they're like, sign me up for the balance. Okay. So then you'll click, okay, right. Emilee, you click auto ship, but I think they may have to re-click it, don't they? Okay.
They do. And the one thing too that I learned is you have to be logged in. If you're not logged in, you will not get that share thing. So for like an hour, I thought mine
Thank
was
you for
broken.
that.
You have to be logged in or you won't get that share at the bottom right.
Yes. Okay. So make sure, and I know several of you work several accounts, make sure that you're logged into your account that you're whatever account you're wanting this customer under, make sure you're logged into that account. You're going to click this little button right here, this little triangular looking Orion's belt thing, whatever. Okay. So then you're going to just name the cart, Stacy's cart. And then I just say, first month. And then you get the share link. Oh, sorry, my computer is weird. All right, copy link to clipboard. There it is. And then, so I'm gonna log out and we're gonna pretend I'm a customer. Okay. Um, you're gonna send that link to a customer. Now, they're gonna click the link, okay? They click the link, automatically goes to the cart you've created for them. They need to go log in. Right, Emilee, is this how you're directing them? And we just got this weekend if you don't know
If
about
you
it.
continue to check out, there will actually be a spot, click your auto ship, and then there'll be a spot where they can either create an account and it should have your like referral or log in right there.
Okay, perfect. So that's it. You see that? I've been saying, oh, click account and go, but I forgot it did that. Okay, so Emilee, I'm gonna unshare the screen, but if you want to talk about or is there something you want me to share?
The other cool thing is once you create that link, one thing we did learn is like if you go back and paste it in the cool hair chicks, say you have a referral, you can actually change that username to whoever. It just has to be logged in to do it. But if you change that, it will link it to whoever it is. So like say we take out your username and put in mine, the cart will still show up.
Oh,
So we were able to
okay.
send referrals.
So what's your username? Like just for
Foster 3434.
okay. So if I took out the cool hair chick part and put in Foster 3434, it's gonna link it to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it will just put
No.
on like you were referred by Emilee Foster. But they can, once if I usually already have they all already have an account created. So, and we did create this for our team and I can send it if anybody wants it. I start everybody on, let me turn this down a little bit. I start everybody on the basic, unless they're like dead set on energy. And so we just like screenshot this to them and they literally circle what they want.
Yes,
And
send me that. I think I have something similar, but send me that and I'll put it in our group.
yeah, it just makes it, I try to make it as simple for people as possible. Like
Mhm.
then if we want to add the balance, but this way they can like have that visual of, oh, wow, there's a lot of shake flavors. Here's vegan. And I'm just like, screenshot, tell me what you want.
Well, and I don't know, can you see that? So this goes into your Thrive Connect. Every cart you create goes into your Thrive Connect app. So you can have it, you can just copy it from there.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, so apparently I've used the name Stacy several times too as examples. I have Stacy's cart, Cram Plus, and Stacy's order.
Where is that? What tab is that under?
It's my first one. So if you go to Thrive Connect and pull it down to refresh, it was right there. It was my first one. It's cart and then what's new. I guess you make sure you're
Oh,
in
I see it.
tools. Make sure you're in tools.
I had no idea that was there. Perfect. Thanks.
Crazy. Isn't that crazy?
I love it.
So yeah, so you don't, because somebody had said, oh, well, let's create a board with all of our carts. And then I was like, oh, it's in Thrive Connect. We don't even have to create something else. But not everybody's going to order vanilla and chocolate, so with all the combinations, you're probably going to have multiple carts. And y'all saw me create that in less than 60 seconds. And so that's super simple, super easy. No more, we've got people that struggle with the website. And so we may help them. No more having to do that and spend 30 minutes on the phone. This should eliminate a lot of that time and then make it easy for somebody there. They just go and they put their payment information, their shipping information in, that isn't hard. Um, I will say, I think this has been around for other companies for a little bit because I've had people ask me, can you just create a cart for me? And I'm like, yeah, I just need your password. Like I'll
Yeah.
just log in as you. But this is a game changer. It's super simple. Just yes, remind them to click the auto ship button so they get the discount. And for those of you, I know everybody always says, well, somebody always, doesn't want auto ship. I immediately tell people, make sure you click the auto ship button. Don't worry. There's no penalties if you cancel, edit, change it. They're not taking your firstborn. You don't have to move. You don't have to talk to anybody. You can literally cancel, edit, delete it at the click of a button. And then they feel good about it, right? So like I just upfront tell everybody that versus them looking at it for themselves and then ghosting you because I don't want to be stuck to a year's worth of auto ship. So just make sure you tell them up front. All right, Emilee, what else? Is there anything else? What else do we have
I don't
to
know. I
encourage?
use three-way chats a lot. I don't know if that's something your team does. We do a lot. A lot of our new promoters actually have been using the phone, which is so funny because I hate talking to people. I hate talking to people on the phone. Like just send me a text. Because I just usually have kids and you never know. But I will say like yesterday, one of the girls was like, hey, I have a couple people that if this is just easier. And I was like, great. We sent them a cart over the phone. They checked out, like both of them, bam, bam. And I will say like that three-way chat is so hard for people initially, but I always say like the first one's the hardest, just like that first post people make is usually the hardest. And now like it's just three-way chats are gold if you're not using them.
That's so funny. I'm actually I have kids that are 21 and 18. And so I'm actually, that makes me feel better that maybe the generation is turning around because so when we started this, everything was a three-way phone call. There were no three-way chats. Like I think group chats became a thing right after. So some could do that, but the voice memos and all the things, that was not a thing for years. So all we talked third party validation was three-way phone calls. Like we always said, three-way phone calls, three-way phone calls, three-way calls, three-way calls, three-way calls. And then it's become three-way chats because there's so many people that just, they don't talk on the phone. Like my 21-year-old, if I call him because I know he's driving, I will call him. He's like, why didn't you just send me a text? And I'm like, well, because I knew you were driving. I'm trying to listen to my music, So like, you just never know. People are just not phone people, but then some people still are. So,
Yep.
all right. September to remember. Again, if you got on late today, do not forget to get into that group. Guys, it's not hard. It doesn't take a ton of time, but I promise you will learn things in there and you will grow your business. Reach out, invite your people, even if they haven't posted about Thrive in years, just send them a message, send them an invite. Let's do this boot camp together. I'm excited. Okay, 12 o'clock today is 12 o'clock Central is the Lavelle leader call, which is normally on Mondays, but yesterday was Labor Day. But also every day in September, Maria's doing Thrive Experience calls. So these are perfect for people to hear other people's stories. It's every single day. We put the flyer in the group pages, but it's every single day in September, noon Central Time. I put that in customer groups. I send it to my current customers. I send it to potentials. Hey, listen, I can't wait for you to hear somebody else's stories. Hey, just dial in, put it on speaker. You're good to go. They're going to be short and sweet. That's going to share the experience and the opportunity. So make sure that you're utilizing that. Everything we do when Maria puts things together or we put things together, they're for you to grow your business. This is all extra tools for you to be able to grow your business. And it's easy to do. This is a nooks and crannies thing. This is a send the message, send the flyer, invite a person to get on the call, and then go about your business, right? Those are mainly for potentials. Um, I think that's probably all. Is there any like important company announcements I missed? I don't think so. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Emilee. I appreciate your time. Oh, let me look at the chat and see if there was any. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Go share the Thrive Experience call flyer, and don't forget, rank advancement bonuses are happening. Oh, and don't forget, for someone brand new, they can go 4K. This is big. So no longer with the business builder part for right now, the $400 card, because they're going to get $1,000. You want a $400 gift card? Or you want $1,000? Okay. So hit VIPs. You have the 14 days for VIPs, but you have 30 days to hit 4K. When they hit 4K, it's 4,000 QV. So it's not actually the rank, but it's 4,000 QV, right? When they hit 4,000 QV, they earn that. But if they do the rank portion and go 4K in that same month, they're also going to hit the rank advancement bonus. So that's, if you add all the things that they make, all the VIPs and that's 4,000. But if they hit the rank advancement bonus, guys, that's $8,000 in 30 days. Who couldn't use that? Now, the second 4,000 is paid out 500 a month. But that other, it's as you hit it. Seriously mind-blowing. I love it. Okay, make sure, guys, people can do this. People can go 4K in 30 days. They can do this, and then your confidence can help them know that they can do this. All right. Bye, y'all. Thanks again.